What's up, everybody? This is Alex Kelly back here with another episode of the Furloughed Film Talks podcast. Here with my brother Ryan.
What's up, everybody?
We have been on Instagram. Thank you to the people who joined us on Instagram to get this episode started. We are here on a Thursday for our live stream. The episode will be on Friday on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, anywhere you can get podcasts.
Yeah, wherever you get your podcast.
We are there. We really appreciate everybody taking the time to come on and listen. We're trying to reach some different milestones on YouTube through iTunes. We're trying to become Rotten Tomato approved critics. And by doing the way that we do that, 200 ratings on the Apple Store or on iTunes. We need that. So 200 in a year is what
on iTunes.
Yes,
I hear that's kind of hard to get. Actually, like reviews in iTunes are hard to come by sometimes.
Yeah, it's you really have to kind of focus on it. So I think if we can, have a strategic thing where we just like say, hey, people, go do this. I think we can get there. But that's one thing that we have to do for YouTube. To monetize, we have to have like 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
And 4,000 watch hours or something like that.
Something like that. We can move
a lot
on.
of different things.
No one cares.
Nobody gives a shit about that. But we have goals that we're trying to hit, that we're trying to get to, and we'd love to hit that type of stuff. But Ryan, this has been a crazy last couple of days for everybody throughout the world. But for us, we have Sundance this weekend that we're going to go check out some movies. So we'll explain what's going on with Sundance this year, give a little preview for everybody, give out some information for them. We will then also review a movie called The Assistant, starring Julia Garner and Matthew McFadden of Secession fame, and also Julia Garner from Ozark. And also Alexander Chaplin, who we might have on at some point. But first, we got to get into something that's been going on and has been rocking pretty much every corner of the universe. AMC has been at the center of some stonks, some stocks rising and falling with what has been going on with GameStop. AMC has been in the middle of this. Ryan, do we want to describe what's going on, or we just want to focus on what's going on with AMC?
Yeah, let's just focus on
AMC.
Really simply say that there is a group on subreddit that is targeting stocks that were heavily shorted by large hedge fund investors on Wall Street. And because of this targeting, they've greatly increased.
Yes.
And I'm sure everyone has heard about this at this point.
No, and it's one of those things that I wanted. The only reason I really wanted to talk about this is what does this mean for AMC? And what I mean by that is we have talked about for a while that movie theaters are hurting. And the one that we have specifically been talking about a lot was AMC and the idea that they were not going to be able to survive this. And so what has happened the last couple of days is that going to have saved, the big hashtag the other day was save AMC. Has that happened now? Do we think that has happened? And in this article from Variety, it says, AMC, which was at risk of bankruptcy even before the pandemic, became a target because amateur traders online were looking to influence stocks that were heavily short-sighted. However, there was
heavily short-sailed.
No, it says we're heavily short-sighted. This is just from an analyst. However, there was an injection of long-term confidence early in the week as AMC announced it secured $917 million in financing, enough to get the struggling cinema chain through the ongoing coronavirus. So the fact that all of this has happened, for whatever reason, has helped AMC get through coronavirus, has now basically saved that chain.
Yeah.
I think for us specifically, because we are a movie podcast, that is a really cool part of what has happened the last couple of days, where a chain like AMC has basically been brought back from the brink of death.
Yeah, I mean, I don't we talked about this the other day. I don't think AMC was really at a risk of like going anywhere. Like they were gonna be able to get financing somewhere. Like this definitely helped like hugely though, because they sold $300 million worth of stock. So they raised just $300 million, you know, off the back of their stock price going up. And then also they were able to convert $600 million from of their debt to stock. So they basically paid down another $600 million of their debt. So like they're in a considerably better position because of this.
Yeah, and that's the biggest part of it. And I think, you know, as far as AMC goes, it's not a I was pretty sure AMC would be able to get through it, but what would AMC look like when we got on the other side? And I think now they're going to be in a much better position than I originally thought. Because and here's my litmus test, and this is a really bad litmus test, but for me it was, okay, will they have to close Valley View? And Valley View, for people who have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about, is a theater that was a part of a
part of Valley View Mall.
Yeah, it used to be a part of a mall, and now it's an absolutely run-down movie theater. And it's basically like, yeah, they should be fucking closed. And if AMC went into dire straits, would be closed. Well, because of this, maybe not now. Like, I don't think they're going to have to really close any theaters at this point.
Probably not.
Is my point.
I mean, the only reason Valley View hadn't closed, like, that's a unique theater because it is eventually going to be converted. Like, that mall is going to be converted into a mixed use development. And, like, that AMC theater was supposed to be, like, one of the cornerstone retailers.
Anchor almost.
One of the anchors of that mixed use development. But that mixed use development has, like, been delayed for 10 plus years now. Yeah. So, I mean, and another thing to point out, like, that's really, really important is, like, we're in no way at the end of this story, right? Like,
oh, absolutely.
You know, this could be like like right now we're talking about how this might have saved AMC, but like this could very well like crash and then their stock price to go way lower than it had started off. Like, you know, it's probably not wise to like just say that this absolutely saved AMC at this point.
Just make sure we're still on.
You're good.
Okay. No, and I think here's the last part of this that I want to bring up is, should we explain to people, or just explain how AMC got to this point? Because I think everybody sees GameStop going up and AMC going up and like all of these stock prices going up, and they see Reddit bros getting it to that point, but they don't understand why Reddit really targeted those people or targeted those stocks. They just see that going up. Do you want to explain what a short really is? Or
I mean,
I tried explaining this to Angela the other day, and she, like, I explained it how I thought was best, and she looked at me like I was just like,
okay, so this is like really simple. Let's say you own 100 shares of GameStop, right? And it's trading at $10. What happens is they say, hey, I want to borrow your 100 shares. I'm going to give them back to you next week, right? Yep. And so I take your shares and I immediately sell them into the market.
Yep.
Right?
You now have the money from that sale.
Yes. I sell those shares in the market and I have the money from that sale in my bank account. And say I sold them for $10 a pop. So I have whatever, $1,000 in my bank account now.
And I'm expecting to get back all of those shares at some point.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Whatever the dollar value is, in a week's time, I've told you I'm going to return those shares to you. Mm-hmm. Now, my hope is that the share price decreases. So then I buy back those shares at a lower price. Say they decrease to $5 per share. So I have $1,000 in my bank account. Now I only have to spend $500 in buying the shares back from the market. I return the shares to you, and I profit the difference, which is $500, right? So what happens is when there's a large number of investors Yeah, and it's like we don't really have to get like too into like the details of this.
Yeah, no, it's
But when there's a large number of investors shorting a stock, it's really easy for another group of investors to influence the price of the stock. Because if you, just like these subreddit investors like did, you get several thousand of these investors to start buying the stock, and every like dollar or every incremental value that stock increases, it's more likely that the short sellers will have to cover their short. Because say if I borrowed the shares from you at $10 and I sold them into the market $10, and then they go up to $12 a share, I'm now out. I've lost $2 per share.
Yeah.
Right. And so it's basically at the whim of the short seller to take the pain, because what happens is, say they've lost $5 per share. Now what they have to do is buy back those shares, and that buying activity adds to the increase of the stock.
Yep.
And so that's what happened, right? You have a bunch of short sellers, a bunch of subreddit investors started buying up a stock that's not like traded in a lot of volume. This caused the stock to start to increase. As the price of stock, got to a certain point and made the short sellers' positions unprofitable, those short sellers had to start unwinding their positions, which just made the price go even higher and even quicker. And you get GameStop at fucking $400 a share.
Yeah. But I think for me, like in my head, the thing that best explains it is a normal investor, you buy a stock, let's say it's $11. What is the most you can lose at that stock? If you buy one stock at $11, what's the most you can lose?
Yeah, $11.
If you short a stock, what's the maximum you can lose?
I mean, theoretically, it's infinite. Well, it's not infinite, right?
But you gotta say that.
Yeah, theoretically, it's like, all the money of the market value of the stock, right? Like,
and that's what these people saw in this subreddit was these dudes shorting GameStop, and they were like, yo, let's just like band together and buy a bunch of GameStop and let's fuck these dudes over.
And
that's kind of what happened.
They did it really like smart, right? They didn't just pick GameStop because it was like GameStop, right?
Yeah.
They found the stocks that had the largest short seller position, because this stuff is, fairly
publicly traded,
commonly known, right?
Yeah.
Like there are brokers and research firms that put out this information on a like daily basis, right? And so, they targeted the stocks that had the largest short seller positions.
Yeah.
And that means like, it was the easiest ones to cause a short squeeze on.
So it's just been a crazy couple of days with this, and AMC has gotten kind of caught in the middle of all of it, and for better or for worse, it's been pretty freaking funny to watch.
It's been hilarious.
The memes have been on point.
It's great for AMC. It's not so great for GameStop because
no, that's gonna crash at some point.
That's gonna crash, and like they're basically an obsolete. Like movies, I don't think movies are obsolete as like a video game store.
Oh no, because they're coming out with consoles that are
discless,
digital only. Yeah,
right.
And that was the funniest part about this whenever it first started is like it's all it's all a joke when it's hitting $200 to $300 a share, and it's like, yo, you're buying into a company that is going to literally have no value in a couple of years. Like it doesn't really have a value now. Like
I mean, it's
literally a meme stock.
I don't know if you can say it like doesn't have any value, but it's definitely not profitable, right? So
I'm hitting up Vinny.
Who's that?
We got on Instagram.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, so that's been going on. It's been a crazy couple days with everything going on over on the stock market, and we'll hopefully gets better for AMC and AMC is able to stick around. But Ryan, one of the biggest, if not the biggest American film festivals is going virtual, and they're doing it in a very interesting way this weekend. It's the 2021 Sundance Film Festival. I am so excited by how they are doing this. They're going to be here in Dallas at the Texas Theater. We've got a couple movies.
Where is that? Is that like South Dallas?
Yeah, so it's southwest Dallas. So it's in Bishop Arts.
Okay, yeah. So there's a Lockhart's barbecue down there.
Yeah, I think so, actually, yeah. Who was captured there? Who was arrested at the Texas Theater?
Well, the guy who allegedly shot JFK.
Allegedly.
We are
not.
What was his name?
Lee Harvey Oswald.
Lee Harvey Oswald.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they are having it there. They're having it in cities throughout the United States. You can go to festival.sundance.org, find out where the theaters around you are showing them. But there are a couple movies that we are excited about.
So it's just one weekend they're doing it?
Yes. So it started today and it goes through Tuesday.
Okay.
And the biggest one that they're showing is Judas and the Black Messiah, which is going to be Monday. It's sold out here in Dallas already. It was sold out for a while. And I was pretty ticked off about that because I really wanted to see that movie. But we'll wait till it's on HBO Max. But there is Mother Schmuckers, which is a Danish film. Ryan, when you watch the trailer for Mother Schmuckers, I guess this is a trailer park roundup. What do you think of that movie?
I mean, it looked hilarious. So the plot was these two brothers have lost their mom's dog and have to find it.
Yes. So I think the dog is called January Jack.
January Jack.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the synopsis of the film is two low-down, rotten brothers named Issachar and Zabulon are starving and can't seem to scrounge up a meal anywhere. Things only get worse when they lose the beloved dog belonging to their mom, Kashmir, who kicks them out of the family apartment until they return her nippy little January Jack. Things are going to get uncomfortably bizarre with these two dopes on the run in the ruthless urban jungle of Brussels.
Okay, so this is like a Belgian film?
Yes, it is a Belgian, from the Belgian filmmaking duo of Harpo and Lenny Guet. I'm definitely not saying that right. But it's put in the midnight discovery portion of Sundance. It's going to be 9:00 here in Dallas on Saturday. We're definitely going to go see it. I think this is going to be one of the funniest things we've seen in a while.
This is one that's like we don't have to go to the theater, do we?
We have to go to the theater for this. Yes.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Is that okay, Ryan?
Well, to the Texas Theater?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool. There's another one at 5 that we can watch on.
Yes, we can watch Ma Belle, Ma Beauty, which is going to be. Jesus Christ, what is happening down there, Ryan?
I don't know.
His clothes are shellac-a-lacking at down there. I have to pull this up. Ma Belle, Ma Beauty, who was produced by one Ben Matheny.
Oh, really?
Yes, our boy Ben Matheny helped produce this.
Let's see.
He's not in the movie, but newlywed musicians Bertie and Fred are adjusting to their new life in the beautiful countryside of France.
Oh yeah, he was talking about this, right? Yeah. Okay.
It's an easy transition for Fred, the son of French and Spanish parents, but New Orleans native Bertie grapples with nagging depression that is affecting her singing.
Huh.
This looks very interesting. He helped produce it. Marion Hill directed it. She seemed very nice. They invited us to come see this, a virtual cinema on Saturday. I'm excited to see what they do with this kind of almost fish out of water.
So we have to get an invite for this?
Yes.
Oh. Can we get Ben on to talk about it?
We probably could.
I'd like to talk to Ben again.
Yeah, you just want to talk to Ben.
Yeah, he's a cool dude.
Yeah, Ben's awesome. Ben Matheny. If you have you never heard of him, go see his movie Easy Does It, or follow him on Instagram. It's a bunch of B's, ENIE.
What was that?
His Instagram is literally like 5 B's and
Oh, his Instagram
Oh,
handle.
he's in the chat.
Is he?
Vinny's in the chat.
Oh, there's something going on with our chat where like
we can't see
it's
it.
not connected. Yeah.
Oh, that's dumb.
So, in this fucking, maybe my computer has a virus maybe or something. So what's going on here? Yes.
Yeah. So it's BBBBBBBENNIE. If you want to follow Ben Matheny on Instagram.
Okay.
That is his Instagram handle. No, I think this is gonna be a really interesting one. They've invited us to come check it out, so I'm really excited to see this on Saturday night. I think the other thing that I'm mostly interested is to see how this yeah, let's just not worry about it.
Okay.
I'm mostly interested to see how the virtual cinema aspect of this works.
Yeah, that's be cool.
Because I think
it like there's actually like gonna be a showtime. You have to like set it up at a certain time.
You have to have it ready to go at 5 p.m. and watch it and everything. So I'm interested to see how all that works. I think this is gonna be really, really cool. And just by this picture, I think them in France and the cinematography behind this is gonna be really cool. So I think that's what's got me excited about it.
What's the name of it again?
Ma Belle, My Beauty.
Ma Belle, My Beauty.
Yes.
Okay.
So excited for that. But I think the one that I don't want to say most excited, I'm most interested by is going to be Jockey, which we are going to see on Sunday at 5 p.m. here in Dallas. That is not where I wanted to go with that. On me computer. My computer's being dumb. Why did my computer have to mess? There it is. Jockey. So this is directed by a Fort Worth director, Clint Bentley. And the synopsis behind this: seasoned horse jockey Jackson has weathered decades of races on the riding circuit, but he now finds himself facing what could be his last season as his health deteriorates. And
Wait, jockey as in like a racehorse?
Yes.
Okay.
And Clifton Collins Jr. plays the jockey. That name might not sound familiar. It didn't for me, but he was in pretty sure he was in Sons of Anarchy. So he's in it. There's another woman that was in it that I was like, oh wow, that's kind of crazy. Like the cast is a lot better than I was expecting from Moises Arias of Disney Channel fame is in this movie.
Okay.
And Molly Parker, who was in, I believe, House of Cards.
Yeah, she's been in a few things.
Yeah. So she's in it as well.
Cool.
So this movie, I think, is going to be interesting. I'm happy that they are highlighting, Sundance is highlighting a Fort Worth director. They're doing a director talk on Saturday, and then they're going to do a Q&A after the movie on Sunday, after the showing on Sunday.
Who's going to be there to do the Q&A?
Clint Bentley will be there.
The director?
Yes.
Okay.
So I've been emailing back and forth.
So he's actually going to be in the theater?
Yep.
Okay.
So I've been.
Are they only showing this in Dallas? Like, how they like? So there's multiple theaters around the country.
Yes.
But are they showing like all the films and all the locations, or what? Okay. But
yeah.
He's just Clint's can be here because he's a Fort Worth native, right? Okay.
So like we're lucky enough to where we'll have Clint at the Texas Theater, and I think they're going to simulcast that interview and that Q&A to everybody else.
Okay.
So we'll have them in front of us. Pull back the curtain real fast. We've been in contact with Clint. We're trying to get him on the show. He's been very, very nice and very upfront with us that he's very busy this week.
Yeah.
The only reason I'm putting this out there is just to say, like, thank you for just even getting back to us, because that's super fucking cool. he's been super busy. He then told us, hey, get back with me in a couple, like next week or the week after, and let's set something up. Let's see if we can set something up. So we're going to try to. I'm really excited to see how his movie is, because I think with the guy that he has starring in it and Molly Parker and Moises Arias, and the fact that it's at Sundance, somebody has obviously said that it's good enough to be included in all of this. So I think that lends itself to being a very interesting film. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited for somebody from the DFW area being highlighted at Sundance Film Festival.
Do you know, are they having like more or less films in this year's Sundance than normal?
I think it's about the same. I think it's probably a little bit less, just because they're having to do it across the board. But I think,
and they're still going to do like the awards and everything, right?
Yeah.
So is that going to be like next weekend, or
it'll probably be like Tuesday, Wednesday, they'll start announcing stuff.
You have no idea.
I have no idea, but we're trying to get us on a podcast to talk about it. So another podcast,
what podcast?
Next Best Picture podcast.
Talk about what?
The Sundance Film Festival.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we'll
talk about the 3 movies we're going to see.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
We're not going to say that, but yes.
What are we going to say? I mean,
we're going to say I watched a ton of movies. I don't know.
We're on our first podcast. We're just going to lie.
No, we'll be their DFW correspondent.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Hope they don't listen to this one.
Yeah. No, man, I'm super excited about this. I think this is really fucking cool. That Sundance is basically giving people across the country the opportunity to go and see.
This is badass.
Yeah, so
this is our first little foray into the Sundance Film Festival.
It is.
It's another benefit that COVID-19 has bestowed upon us.
Yes.
The opportunity to do Sundance from our own little
hovel.
Well, yeah, partly from our own fucking living room and partly from like a local theater.
Oh yeah, quite literally we'll be able to watch one of the movies from our like fucking living room.
From our couch.
Gendo.
We will be watching Sundance Film Festival
Yeah.
from our couch because of our good friend, Ben Matheny.
I think we can wrap our talk on Sundance right there.
Okay.
But if you are wanting to have more information about what movies are available for virtual watching, just head over to festival.sundance.org, pick up some passes to 1 or 2 movies, help them out. They might not need a ton of help, but the people who are having their movies on there for the first time would greatly appreciate it. So definitely check that out. Festival.sundance.org. Ryan, let's do a review.
Okay.
Of a movie that I was excited for.
Yeah. Okay. I have to say, like, I had no idea what this was about, and then like I'm really excited for it. And you're talking about how Julia Garner is up for some Oscar buzz because of her performance in this. And again, we're talking about The Assistant.
The Assistant.
And before I paid to rent it on Amazon, I read the synopsis and I immediately had the feeling of a letdown. Because I was like, when we pulled the synopsis on,
I've got it up here.
Well, I want to do the Amazon one, the one I read when I fucking rented this thing, because I was really looking forward to it, and I read it and I'm like, oh my god, this is going to be like, this is blatantly like a take on sexual harassment in the movie industry.
Yeah,
right.
That's exactly what happened.
So this is the synopsis on Amazon for The Assistant. A searing look at a day in the life of an assistant to a powerful executive. As Jane follows her daily routine, she becomes aware of insidious abuse in her office. I mean, do you think that's an accurate description? Insidious abuse?
Go ahead with it.
You know, there's even a point in this movie where a woman in the office tells Jane, hey, she's getting more out of it than he is.
Yeah.
And maybe we should probably set up like what that is exactly before we
go any deeper.
Yeah, before we like try to make a judgment call on it or not. But
go ahead. Sorry.
Anyways, that was the synopsis. And interesting film, I guess. I don't know.
It's an interesting movie, and here's where I struggle with it. It's supposed to be from the angle of a woman played by Julia Garner, who is one of 3 assistants.
I also like to preface this very strongly with we would probably have like extremely different views on this movie if we weren't two like 20 something / 30 something year old white males.
Truth, yes,
right?
that's a
Like,
great
if
yeah.
we're watching this from the perspective of like, you know, a young woman or any woman in the workplace, like we're probably gonna have a very different takeaway from it.
Yes.
So we just want to like
Preface
preface
all
that,
of that,
this
yeah.
is coming from the view of like
Privileged white males, I guess.
which
Yeah, for sure.
I don't like sounds kind of ridiculous when you say it out loud, but we're 2 dudes reviewing this movie.
Yes.
Remember,
and a lot of people would automatically attack us for that anyways, and so like let's just get ahead of it and be like, yeah, that's who we are. I think
there's nothing we can do about it.
Exactly.
I mean,
for fucking sure.
Yeah.
Here's the thing that I have when I'm watching this movie. It's supposed to be Julia Garner working as an assistant for a guy who is a dick. The boss is a dick.
Sure. Okay. He's a boss. I mean,
he's a boss. He's a boss.
He's an executive
of a film, something
of a studio,
yeah,
right, or whatever this is, right? Like, it's really easy to just say like, oh, he's a dick, you know. But at a certain point, like all executives or all like people in positions of power, like they're not going to be the nicest people in the world. Like you're not dealing with, right?
How many bosses have you had?
How many bosses?
Not bosses, but how many different companies have you worked for where there is a maybe not larger than life figure, but like the owner of the company that you knew and interacted with kind of daily?
Like I think so.
You know what I'm getting.
I've been in a unique position like throughout my career because like right out of college I was working in the boardroom, right?
Yeah.
So you know I worked at every company I've ever been with. I worked directly with the CEO and CFOs.
Yeah.
So you know I've been, I would say 3 major companies, and I've worked with, you know, 3 different like executives, right? And I have to tell you, like the first one I worked with at Brinkman was probably exactly like this guy.
Really?
I mean,
you gotta be a little careful here because like the implications of like saying he's like this guy is like,
oh, I only mean in the sense of like, oh, like you have to understand someone who's worth hundreds of millions of dollars, or someone who like has been in the position of being a CEO of a large company for how many years, like that just like there's a different like mentality there, right? And like that with that power comes like just a different way of interacting with the people around you. So I would say in that sense he's really familiar. I have no way of saying like he was like, you know, screwing his underlings in the office or anything like that, right? So
that's what I was trying to be like.
No.
That's the.
I will say like two of the 3 places I've been like have been very like, you just can't get past the fact that like most executives or most like, you know, C-suite people are going to kind of be like this, and not in the sense of like the sexual stuff.
Yeah.
And then there's like every now and then there are some that aren't, but
yeah, I really don't know what I'm trying to say here is with this movie, you have this woman who's one of 3 assistants, and she's basically dealing with her boss who you never see. And I think that's a testament to this movie that like you have this boogeyman that you don't ever really interact with.
Right. You do hear him. He like, you know, you hear him talk to the assistants on the phone, but you don't ever see him.
So it's almost this figment of your imagination of this character, but you have the core problem with her boss being he likes to fuck, and he brings in women basically just to fuck them. And he's an executive who is using his power over. It's implied that he's using his power over these women to have sex with them, and then
That's the one thing though. It never seems to me like it's absolutely confirmed that's what's happening.
Yeah.
Like maybe with like that end scene where she's in the diner across the street and she's looking up at the like what ostensibly is his window, and there's movement in the window, but they skirt around the issue without ever like absolutely confirming that's what was happening.
And that's my biggest problem with this movie, because if you're trying to make it about a guy using his power to have sex with women or to force them into having sex, then I'm on board. Then it's truly creepy, and then the message is it's rammed home, and it's much more powerful.
Right.
This tries to do it to where it's like kind of implied that he's doing it, or like these women are kind of doing it, or like this lawyer is like basically making this woman sign these documents, and she asks like, do I need a lawyer? And he's like, oh, do you have a lawyer? And then it cuts, and it's just like, okay, no, like linger on that for a moment, like see how that interaction goes a little bit longer, and if the lawyer really pressures her into signing that makes it way more creepier and way more impactful than just being like a one-off, like, oh, do you have a lawyer? And then cutting. Like that feels disingenuous, or like,
well, I don't think so. I mean,
not
like this entire movie, they're not giving you the holistic view on.
But that's my point. Yeah, like,
but
you should.
No, I don't think you should, because this is purely from the perspective of this one assistant, right? They're not going to give you.
I see what you mean.
They're not going to give you the full picture, because, like, as an assistant to an executive, she never has the full picture, and they show the folly in her thinking that she did have the full picture when she goes to the HR manager and tries to, basically rat out her boss for hiring this new assistant purely for sexual intentions.
Yeah.
And like the HR manager says, like, what do you want me to do about it? Right.
Yeah. Like,
you're
what
telling
am I supposed
me
to fucking do here?
You're telling me these are all the facts I have. He hired a new assistant who didn't have any previous experience, and he met as a waiter. They hired her from Idaho, and she's staying. They put her up in a 5-star hotel in New York City, and he may or may not have gone to that hotel to see her. Like, that's all the facts you're giving me. And even if all those facts are true, they are in no way like actionable for an HR manager. And even if they were actionable for an HR manager, the HR manager isn't going to act on it in a studio, like in a large studio like that. You are not going to take baseless accusations through the HR process against he had to either be a president of the studio or like the chief
head of production,
because basically he had presidents reporting to him, right? So he either had to be the head of the studio or one of the chief exec, So,
but I mean that at the end of that conversation, the HR could just basically be like, "Don't worry, you're not his type."
Right.
Like that's how that conversation ends, and it's just like, oh shit, he knows. He knows.
Everyone in the office knows.
Everybody knows. And that's the implication throughout the movie is everybody knows that this is happening.
That's why
but your analysis of what you see is 100% of what that assistant would have seen. So cutting away from that lawyer scene is what the assistant saw 100%.
Right.
The HR scene, 100% what you said. Everybody knows, but the way that he wields his power basically keeps the people underneath him unable to really basically out him for what he's doing.
Right, and they had no motivation to, because he is the arbiter of their careers, right?
Yeah.
Like she says in the meeting with the HR manager, it's her dream to be a producer of movies, and there's a really funny part of this movie is like whenever the assistants pissed off the boss, they were forced to email him an apology, and he expected an apology.
No, he says to her like, send me an apology.
That's what I'm saying. He expects an apology.
Send me an apology.
He tells him to send an apology.
Yeah.
And, one of the responses she gets back for an apology he sent to him was, I'm hard on you because I'm going to make you great. So, like, the assistants or anyone underneath him have zero motivation to, out him, because without him, they won't progress through this company or in their careers or in this field, right? In this industry. So, I mean, I think this is a really, really good reflection of what definitely happens every day within not only the movie industry, but like in industries of all kinds. Like, this is how hierarchical structures where few people have power over the majority of the rest of the people in an organization. It's just how shit works. Like,
but should it?
This is actually a really good conversation, right? Because if you are a consenting adult, you're both consenting adults, and you both are benefiting from it and completely agree with what's going on, like, should it not happen? If there's no coercion,
if the guy is basically not saying anything, it's just say like, hey, let's do this, and you're like, cool, and it's unspoken that like you're gonna get something good out of it, maybe. But if it becomes out loud, that person is saying, hey, if you don't fuck me right now, I am going to send you back to Idaho, or I am going to fuck up your life. I am going to destroy your career.
That definitely should not happen.
Exactly.
Right.
But like,
of course not.
How often do you think that happens?
I don't know.
40 to 50% of the time?
I could honestly not tell. Like, I couldn't honestly tell you. Well, first off, I don't think this happens as much. Like, in 2020, there's no way this happens as much as like most people want to think it happens.
It shouldn't happen at all.
I would say it's a very just like
I know what you mean.
Like, it's a very rare occurrence, and I have no idea. Like, the majority of the time, it's a situation in which like there is coercion and there is like threats, and they're doing this under duress. I'm just saying, like, I don't think you can make an argument against like if both are benefiting from it and there's no like negative ramifications from not engaging in the action. Like, I don't know. And the feminists would have like a really weird argument, because like if you're saying it's completely consensual and there's no coercion, there's no duress, like the only argument I think you could really have against it would be like, well, then you're disadvantaging like the men in the organization because they're not going to be able to fuck their boss, right? Like,
yeah, I just don't know if like, yeah, it's just an interesting conversation to have to go down on this kind of movie. But
I mean, honestly, I don't think it should happen at all. Like, you should advance in an organization like purely on the merits of your productivity and the product you put out. Right?
Yes, which is why like this is a problematic thing then, because that guy is now putting into it, that boss is putting into the equation, oh, I'm going to move you up because I can fuck you, not because you are going to help my company. It's because I can get my dick wet. Like,
well, no,
that's literally no. It is
no. She just got the job because of that, right? Like, how many assistants do you think he's hired on for 6 months? Yes. Brought in from like some far-flung fucking small town in America, fucked them, and then like got rid of them, right?
Yeah.
Like, and then the ones he doesn't fuck, like the two guys or the one that he isn't fucking, Jane, those are the ones that actually go into like progress in an organization.
Yeah, and that's way fucked up that he's literally toying with these women to fuck them.
I totally agree, but
send
like
them home.
What I'm saying is it's not impacting their ability to progress through the company, right? Like
no, because they have literally no path through the company.
Well, okay, I'm sorry. The ones that do have a path through their company, it's not really affecting them.
Yeah, but
like it might be uncomfortable, but it's not like
it's uncomfortable. But you are then leading on other people and toying with them and saying, "Hey, you might be able to do this." When in actuality, like, yeah, no, like I'm literally just bringing you here to fuck you and then sending you home. Like,
yeah, no, that definitely should happen.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so,
I think we agree.
Yeah. It's a.
What do you think of the like presentation of this movie? How like one thing I don't think we pointed out was this is one day in the life of this assistant.
I like,
and it starts from the time she wakes up and gets in her ride to work until the very end of her workday, which is like very late at night. It's right. She works from like 6 a.m. to like 10 p.m. Something
I
like
like that a lot. I thought that aspect of it was really, really cool because you're showing basically a full work day and you show her having to get there super early before anybody else.
Yeah.
What she has to do. And then there are moments because in other moments, in other movies, you think, oh, this is 2 days after this movie started. This is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are definitely moments of this movie where it's like, oh shit, we're still in the same day. All of this has happened in the same day. Everything she's going through is in the same day. I think that part of it is really effective from a storytelling aspect.
Yeah. The only thing that like I disliked about this like presentation was like they had her do some things that like I know for a fact no fucking assistant would ever do, right? Like literally like clean the crumbs off the coffee table, like completely basically be a janitor for this guy, right?
Yeah, true.
I mean, they're just like really small things like that. Like it's just annoying to see like Hollywood. I don't know.
Try to like
there might like it just felt like there was some producer, like some writer who had never had an office job who was trying to like think of things for her to do throughout the day that like
they're narrative choices like she's gonna find an earring that she has to like get back to this one woman,
right?
Or
like she's the one that has to like turn on the lights in the office. Like I tell you for a fact, either the lights are automatic or no one ever turns the fucking lights off.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Right. There's like that's like really small ticky tack things, but like after working in a fucking office for the past 10 years, it's like kind of annoying.
What would you give this on a max Jindo head rating? I think I have my score. I'm flip flopping between two scores right now.
Why don't you go first?
No, I want you to go first because whatever you say, I'm probably just gonna pick what you've said.
Like I bet I'm gonna be a lot lower than you though.
I don't think you are.
I'm gonna say 3.
Oh shit. Okay. Then I'll go to the lower of the two scores I was thinking about. I'll go 3.5.
3.5?
Yeah, I was between a 3.5 and a 3.75.
Yeah.
I think 3.5 is fair.
Do you think that her performance warrants Academy Award buzz?
Do I think it warrants a nomination or buzz? I think those are basically the same thing.
Yeah.
Yes, because of the scene that she does with Matthew McFadden. And I think in any other year that is a little stronger, no. But like I think because of that scene and some of the other things that she kind of does in this film, I think
Okay.
I think it doesn't matter because I think Carey Mulligan's gonna fucking run away with it. But like
with
Promising Young Woman.
Really?
Yeah, people are fucking eating that shit up. We need to go see it.
Promising Young Woman's gonna get a fucking Academy Award for Best Actress. That's not gonna happen. I guarantee you right now. $10 right now.
I will literally. She's winning everything right now. You're not following like the Independent Spirit Film Awards and
Okay.
dude, no, she's cleaning.
When's
up
the
right
first like major one? Is it BAFTA? You have no idea.
No, I think Golden Globes are next week. Either Golden Globes or Emmys are next week.
Because I thought
Something's big is next week.
Glenn Close said something.
No, she's not getting shit for that. That's Hillbilly Elegy. And
She's not.
that tanked.
So what are the performances that are like getting
Her, Viola Davis,
for a Black Bottom?
yeah,
Ma Rainey.
Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Oh, what are the other ones? There's only a couple, and it's because
Well, don't worry about it. It's not been a particularly strong year for.
No, but like, dude, I'm telling you right now, it's gonna be her, and the fact that you just bet me $10 is fucking hilarious because you're gonna be ruined that day. Best Actress. Here we go.
Have already put the nominations out?
Oh shit!
What? You forgot about something, huh?
Yeah. Damn it. Did we say win or get nominated
What do you mean?
for Best Actress?
For Promising Young Women?
Yeah.
Dude, no, do not try to do that. We definitely said a win.
Frances McDormand for Nomadland. So
Okay.
they have it ranked right now. Viola Davis, Frances McDormand, Vanessa Kirby, Pieces of a Woman.
I was about to ask, is she?
Yeah, number 3.
Okay.
But she's not getting nominated for some of the stuff, which is weird. And then Carey Mulligan. But like I've seen a bunch of people say like Carey Mulligan's gonna get it, so we'll see.
When do the nominations come out? It's like week after the Globes.
Yeah, it's not gonna be for a while. When do?
Because the Academy Award, like they pushed it back to March or something.
It's like April now, dude.
What?
Yeah, it's gonna be a while. March 15th.
The nominations?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, oh my god, that's like a month and a half away.
Yeah.
Shit, dude. I wish we could do that live. I wish we could react to that live.
But it comes out in the fucking morning.
Yeah, it comes out literally in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
That's some whole shit.
I mean, we could like not.
I could just take work off.
No,
We're doing it. Okay.
We should do like a live like Academy Award watching.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. We'll set up a TV right there.
Okay. Got TV in the closet.
Yeah, we do, don't we?
Yeah.
We can set up 2 TVs.
Along with an Oompa Loompa.
Huh?
What?
Yeah, there are Oompa Loompas in there.
Little sex dolls.
What? Why?
Orange. Max has a
Donald Trump
fetish. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So The Assistant, it is on Amazon Prime right now. Is it early access or is it just like
No, it's just out.
normal? Okay.
Yeah.
You
It was
can check
$4 to rent.
Yeah, not a bad deal. Not $4 is not bad. Fuck off. You spent $15 on Songbird. $4 is a deal.
Yeah, okay. Compare the value between those two is very lopsided. I still did I say this on the podcast that I want to write Amazon and see
You did. I don't
I
know
can
if
get a
you
refund.
actually did it or not.
I haven't yet, but
You should.
I wonder if I can like because now whenever you like do the Amazon Instant Messenger thing or like instant customer service, it's all AI these days. I wonder if the AI would give me a refund.
Do it, but
Just-
we'll do it live. No, I like that. Should we include something that we did at Shabu Shabu last night, Ryan?
What's that?
Stonks.
Stonks.
Yeah, that's the end of the episode. So
that's our imitation of Godzilla
doing stonks,
taking GME to the moon
because it's going to the moon tomorrow, boys. Everybody, thank you for listening to this episode. We appreciate you hopping on Instagram or onto the YouTubes. Thank you to Vinny, to Angela, to Emily, to Garrett, to Colin, to Gabe.
Especially to our Korean Jindo Maximus.
He is curled up in a ball over there. But thank you guys for listening to this. Tell 3 of your friends about this. We do this every Monday and Thursday on live stream on YouTube. Check out the channel, Furloughed Film Talk. Subscribe. You'll get notifications when we go live. Also, follow us on Instagram. We will go live.
We might do a live one mañana for WandaVision.
Oh, are we?
I mean, we'll be here. Might as well. You keep bitching about it.
Yeah, we should.
Okay.
Because tomorrow's going to be an all sword episode.
Oh, really?
Yes. Did you not see the new clip they put out?
I have not. No, I'll need to check that out. But yeah,
They basically have like, so.
no, I saw some clips. Like
Okay.
I saw what you retweeted and
Did you
shit.
see about like the driver's license?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agatha doesn't have a fucking driver's license. She's a demon, and Dottie's not up there. So like Agnes, my bad. It's
Yeah.
Agatha Harkness.
Yeah.
She like Agnes isn't up there, or Agnes doesn't have a driver's license up there, and Dottie's nowhere to be seen up there. But her husband's up there, so like that's got people's radars off the haywire.
Okay.
So
Well, we're gonna stuff our face in and out, watch WandaVision.
yes, and get on here and absolutely flip out
For about 10 minutes or so.
Yeah. Which will be great. But thank you guys for listening. Check us out on Instagram at Furloughed Film Talks and on Twitter at Furloughed Film. See you guys tomorrow to talk about WandaVision. But have a good one.
Adios, amigos.